Shalom, shalom. This is Kaparia, aka Pops, out of GMS Chicago, with another sit down. Before I get started, though, like always, I want to send all praises, honor, and glory out to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, and Kakwadash. To the apostles and elders of GMS out of New York, I want to send double honors because they do rule well. To the brethren around the world, pushing this truth, uncut, unfiltered, giving you the good, the bad, and the ugly, declaring on the planet, I send salutations. To the hopeful elect, this is edifying. To the Aquathers listening to sincerity and charity, keep doing so. But for you scorn and scoff and reprobate 2/3 Israelites and 17 other nations, your destruction is closer than what you think. You know, I got a series that we brothers are doing there, why we call you the devil. Okay? Well, mine's going to be pride. We call you the devil because of your pride, among other things. So let's just get straight to the scriptures and let's see who this fits. Psalms 10 and 2. The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. The wicked in his pride does persecute the poor. Oh, even these broke ass Edomites back in the 14th, 15th, 16th, 1700 centuries, or whatever the case might be, even up until today. They can be broke as a fuck, no pot to piss in or window to throw it out of, but they pride would say they still persecute the poor. Give you a perfect example. The Roman centurions of right now, these police departments, these Edomites on these police departments. You see what they think of Jake? They gunning Jake down in the middle of the street and not giving a fuck. Okay? But everything is flipping. The curses that were on us is coming upon them now. So now they really losing their mind and they need somebody to blame. And so the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American is perfect fodder for them to blame. America's fucked up because of us. When the North American Indian, the fucking natives, the Gadites, and the tribe of Reuben was over here, and they was cultivating and doing the land exactly the way they were supposed to. Buffalo moved around from place to place, and so they moved around dealing with their meat source, and then their meat source being what it is, and moving around the way it did, and they moving around the way they did. 7-year land Sabbaths were observed on the regular. Why? Because they knew that every 7 years or so they wasn't supposed to pick anything or pluck anything or do this and do that so that the land could replenish itself. And they did that naturally. Okay? Just dealing with the migration and things of this nature when it came to their food. All right? Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. Okay, so now we got opioids, drug addictions and things of this nature, serious fucking drugs. You know, you got meth, and these things that got their teeth rotting out and all this other kind of stuff. You know, these curses as far as money and not having none or whatever the case might be is starting to hit them, and they killing themselves at a rate that Israelites didn't even consider. You know, being broke was just part of what we were brought up to live and deal with. Okay. So and they even showed you that as far as the devices that they have imagined. You know, remember Reagan and his war on drugs? Well, now that they've got all the drugs and going on in them, now they want to do rehab programs and this, that, and the other. But see, the devices of the drugs themselves, they showed you that in The Godfather. You can take the heroin and whatnot over there to the monkeys. You know, they don't give a fuck about their own people anyway. And now, you know, the fentanyl and the opiates and all these other kinds of things are finding their way into the Edomite community, and now it's a real problem. But see, they imagine how to kill us off and use it against us, and now it's falling against them. Okay, let me skip down to verse 4. The wicked, through the pride of his conscience, will not seek after God. And they're not looking to find out why is all these things happening. They're not looking, and it's plain because the men of the Lord that's got the 100% truth is standing out there on the street corners week in and week out, professing and telling you, putting it in sit downs, breaking it down, telling you. This sit down, telling you. The shit that you going through is because of the shit that you did. Okay? You served your time, and now the curses that was on us has got to fall on you, and this is what's happening. Okay? The wicked through the pride of the conscience will not seek after God, but they're not going to seek after God. The Rothschild said what? One of them Rothschilds, I can't remember exactly which one it was, but he said that money is his God, and he's his prophet. Okay? And that's how they feel. And if you're not part of the 1%ers, you know, so all these Joe Blow six packs and whatnot that's walking around here doing these mundane jobs are in slavery with us as it is, but they did have access to white society and white privilege. They didn't have to worry about when a cop rolled up behind them. They didn't have to deal with draconian law when they stood in front of judges and whatnot on trumped up bullshit ass charges, whether it be some driving shit or whatever the case might be. They didn't have to deal with that. But now that it's boiling all the way down to existence and money, even the low end Edomite is feeling it and moving back into the neighborhoods that he once couldn't stand. He once couldn't see himself being in. He didn't want to be around these niggas. He didn't want to be around these spicks. But now he ain't got much he can do because he can't afford to be out there in this prissy, primey suburbs anymore. Can't afford it. All right, let's go to Psalms again. 73. 73 and 6. Psalm 73 and 6. Therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain. Violence covereth them as a garment. Most violent people in the world, their blessing was the sword. Esau, Edom, the white man. He goes around and covet fields and take them by violence and force. Take people resources by force. Put unruly dictators in place, the whole deal. So that when he decides he wants to pull them down, he can pull them down. Well, now he's not even being able to deal on that level because you got Edomite against Edomite, and they all playing for the same spot. Everybody wants the top number one spots when the number one spot is held by the Rothschilds and the Bilderbergs and the Oppenheimers. So they still playing for number, 15, 18th on the totem pole of that left-hand side. But that's not going to hold up because the Most High is getting ready to destroy it. So, therefore the pride compasseth them about as a chain. Violence covereth them as a garment. It's who they is. It's part of their DNA. They couldn't get away from it or walk away from it, even if they can. And even though they can say, well, that's not me or that's not that, they can't deny the fact that this government and this country was built on violence. They can't deny it. They want to say how that was so long ago when it comes down to that. but it's their history. And they don't understand reincarnation, so their history is going to be bound to repeat itself. So them violent motherfuckers that was back there in the 15th, 16th, and 1700s are here today. And they going to be ready to rear their head and lash out when this shit truly hit the fan. Okay? Let me see. Proverbs 16 and 18. Proverbs 16 and 18. Pride goeth before destruction, and the haughty spirit before a fall. Haughty. You want to know what that word haughty is? Let's look it up. High exaltation, grandeur, haughtiness. This is the Edomite. This is how he portrays himself, even when he don't have it, even when he wasn't in that position, you know, because he had white society and white privilege, you know, a little bit looked like a lot draped on him. Okay? Why? Because he was in neighborhoods that you couldn't get into. He was able to do things in the neighborhood, or drive down the highway in a way, or whatever the case might be, and didn't have to worry about the law wanting to pull him over and this, that, and the other. Then, you know, you see him pull a move, you get behind him pulling the move, figuring that, okay, you go on about your business like he going on about his business, and the law go pull your ass over and want to lock you up. Okay? So, like he said, that being what it is because of what? Because pride goeth before destruction, and the haughty spirit before a fall. But even though he got all his pride going, it to set him up for his destruction, and that haughtiness is going to be what he was holding on to when he's falling. And he's falling now, and they still trying to hold on and perpetrate the lie, control the narrative, and everything else. But it's falling apart on them. Period. We go here. Jeremiah 49, 16. Jeremiah 49, 16. Yeah. Thy terribleness have deceived thee. Thy terribleness. Let's see what the terribleness is. Shudder, horror. So your horror has deceived you. And the pride of thy heart, O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. Who was Ooga and Boogering in the motherfucker? Like, see, you think we was Ooga and Boogering in the jungle, but we wasn't. But you all was Ooga and Boogering in the fucking clefts of the rocks. Okay? You're that caveman that the scriptures, you're that caveman that the Geico commercial's talking about. So simple, even a caveman can do it. That's y'all. Okay? Prove it. Let me go to Proverbs. Let me go to Job. Then I'll come back to this because I'm not done with this yet. Let's go to Job. Prove it that you Edomites are the motherfuckers, cave dwellers, the cavemen. Job 30 and 5. They were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief, to dwell in the cliffs of the valley, in caves of the earth, and in the rocks. Who dwelt like that? You can't say that the Israelite dwelt like that, not with a habitation like this being on your belt. Not with a habitation like this being on your belt. You can't say it was us. Let me go here and find it for you. Let's go and find it. Mount Seir. What the heck? Petra at Mount Seir. Oh, okay. They got a whole thing. I just wanted imagery. They wanted to give me a video. I don't want the video. Come on now. I don't want the video. I just want imagery. Images. Mount Seir. Okay, here we go. Edomite. And you see how it's all starting to be connected. See, so much of this history has been brought out now. Edom is doomed for destruction. See? But this is in the side of a mountain. This is how you build. And your government buildings and shit look like this even to this day. This is Mount Seir. Look at this. Look at this. Image, gallery, Mount Seir. You was living all up inside the side of the mountain. Okay. There it is. I had to let it kind of clear itself. There it is. This is all part of Mount Seir. Okay. There it is. Just let it off. It takes my camera a second to kind of clear itself. This is all in the side of a mountain. So there you go. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Ain't that a kick in the head? Ain't that a kick in the head? Petra, Mount Seir. Okay. Da-da, da-da. Look at all these people over here. Look how big that is. Let's let it clear up some. I wanted it to clear up. Come on. You go clear up. Go take your second. Everything go focus. Come on. There we go. There you go. Look at how clear that is now. This is how you build shit. Okay, even to this day. Look at the architecture. That's why you build shit the way you do now. Because it's in your DNA. Okay? So now let's go back to here. They were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief. You know how you run the motherfucker down? Come here, motherfucker. You sorry, motherfucker, you? Yeah. To dwell in the clefts of the valleys, in caves of the earth, and in the rocks. Among the bushes they brayed. Braid? To bray, cry out. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Bray as a scream from hunger. Ooh, 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 ooh. This is braying. To bray. They were screaming. All right. Under the nestles, and they were together. Yep. So see what I'm saying? So you was the motherfucker that was driven into the rocks. Okay? You. Not us. The Israelite wasn't driven into the rocks. Okay? We were driven out of Israel. Yep. We ran up in the stuff then. Yeah. But we wasn't a caveman. You were the caveman. Okay, let me go back to Jeremiah. Let me go back to this 49. 49 and 16. Thy terribleness hath deceived thee, and the pride of thy heart, O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, that holdest the height of the hill. Okay? And you hold this the height of the hill. You got you had the number one government of the entire planet here in America. Everybody feared you and everything else. Okay. As high as the eagle. That was your that's your mascot even to this day. The national bird. Okay. Though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle. So what's your mascot? You got the space station. And you done put all them satellites up there. So you up in outer space floating around, outside of the gravity pool of the earth, the whole deal. But the Lord said, I will bring thee down from thence, says Yahweh. 17. Also, Edom shall be a desolation. Everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof. Okay? This is what's happening to you now. This motherfucking wasteland called Babylon, Sodom and Egypt, and the whole other things in the scriptures is being brought down, being brought to waste. But the same way you demoralizing us, the Israelites now, you start deciding you want to demoralize us and take false narratives and this, that, and the other and put them in the stuff, or you want to show a microcosm of a video where it was so much that led up to a person getting cussed out or whatever the case it might be. Okay. But guess what? Oh, with the Most High say he's going to bless his saints that are out there demonizing you, Esau, demonizing you. We're not demonizing you. We telling the truth on you. So while you demonizing us and lying on us, we telling the absolute truth on you. Okay? We telling the truth on you, and you don't like the light that's being shined on you because of all the wickedness that you've done. Okay? All right, and that's just the end of that part of it. Okay, I did that, so we're gonna skip over we're gonna go on over to Obadiah, because see, you're gonna be destroyed because of this shit that you're doing. The pride of thy heart have deceived thee. See, and so what is this? What is the underlying theme? Why do we call you the devil? Because of your pride. The pride of thy heart, and there's no one pride. Look at Donald Trump. Look at Donald Trump. Come on, man. He was prideful in the 80s, and he's more prideful now, okay? The pride of thy heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks. There it is again, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who in his mind, La'ab, in his mind, where he thinks that, who shall bring me down to the ground? You figure that your kingdom, this kingdom that you built, is going to go on forever. But now you see it's coming down, and now the elite banking families and all of them have shifted their wealth and moved it around. There's no gold. Venezuela was looking for their gold from England and can't get it now, and this type of thing. So the gold that they've got in Venezuela, Russia is taking it. And those are just another set of Edomites. So this is all playing back into the hand. But all y'all doing is taking it for us. You storing up this gold and all these wealth and riches, but it's for us. It's for the Israelites. It's not for you. Okay? You want to know who gonna bring you down? Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah is gonna bring you down. That's what the scripture says, and the scripture is holding true. So you don't even have a long way to fall now. Okay, Zephaniah 2:10. This shall they have for their pride, because they have reproached and magnified themselves against the people of Yahweh of hosts. Yahweh will be terrible unto them, for he will famish all the gods of the earth, and men shall worship him, everyone from his place, even all the isles of the heathen. Okay, he's gonna break all of them. He's gonna break everybody down, and turn them all over to the Israelites. Period. Okay. Period. That's how that's going to go. He's going to turn them all over to the Israelites. Okay. Y'all don't get a chance to go into power anymore, or do this or do that anymore. You don't get that. You had your chance. You ruled, and look at what you did with it. You brought the earth to the edge of destruction. Okay? You brought the earth to the edge of destruction. 4:34. Wrote for okay, for I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude. So the Most High said he's gonna take away your joy. Okay? You know, you've got so much of this and got so much of that, as they say, you wax fat. You got more than enough. But he said he's gonna take it away. He's gonna take away your rejoicing. Okay? For I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude, and her pride shall be turned into mourning. You starting to cry the blues now, Esau. You starting to you crying the blues now, because life isn't dealing you the hand that you're used to having been dealt. It isn't being favorable to you anymore. It's not going to be favorable. And as my boy Juana like to say, it can only get worse. It's going to get a whole lot worse for you. You had a chance to stand up there on your high horse and tell us to with a 500-year head start doing this and doing that, or whatever the case might be, and trying to do this and trying to do that. And then even when we went and built stuff on like Wall Street, Black Wall Street, Rosewood, this, that, and other, those would do so well, you come in there and fuck those up and bomb them. You know, there's no good that's going to come to you, bruh. Pride is hateful before the Most High. And man, and by both doth one commit iniquity. Pride has caused you to not even deal with the writings that's on the wall. You know the scriptures in the sense of, you know what they said is true. You know the men out there been pushing it, and you didn't have, you as the scriptures say, can a leopard change its spots? You couldn't even change course. You're on a one-way road destruction into slavery. Desolation, beatdowns, and into slavery. And you can't even change it. You're fucked. But like I said, that's your pride. So you said, why do we call you the devil? Because your pride has got you in a trick bag and you can't even think your way out of it. Because it's not designed for you to do just that. The Most High wants you in the trick bag in the end times, and that's where you go be Esau, Edomite. So with that having been said, I want to send all praises, honor, and glory again out to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash, to the apostles and elders of GMS out of New York. I send double honors because they do rule well. To the brethren around the world, push this truth uncut, unfiltered, giving you the good, the bad, and ugly, declaring on the planet. I send salutations. Hopefully, elect, hope that's edified. Aquaf that's listening sincere and charity, keep doing so. Scorn or scoff or reprobate, 2/3 Israelites, 17 other nations. Destruction is closer than what you think. With that, Shalom.